Here in France, the television presenter Bernard Pivot died yesterday at the age of 89. He was a beloved figure and was known for transmitting to the general public his love of the French language. We're going to talk more about that with Solange Mougin. Solange, great to see you. You're focusing on Pivot's passion for spelling tests or dictations and why the French have a love-hate relationship with this common school exercise. But first, how did they become so central to his legacy?
Well, la dictée, or dictation, as we say in French, really goes in hand with Bernard Pivot. People even say sometimes la dictée de Pivot, or Pivot's dictation, because in 1985 he created a spelling championship, which was eventually called the Dico d'Or, or the Golden Dictionary, where French households, they would listen to Pivot recite text and then compare their spelling errors en famille with their families. Now, it sounds like really exciting television to listen to someone recite text, but actually that televised competition ran for over 20 years until 2005. And people actually loved it and loved Bernard Pivot. Or most people did at least. He had the ability to get people interested in language, in literature, in spelling, in grammar. There was even a publishing phenomenon where the day after interviewing authors on one of his other television shows, Apostrophe or Bouillon Culture, book sales would actually skyrocket. In regard to la dictée, Pivot managed to redefine how people saw this spelling exercise.
Through a game which interests millions of French people who play at the same time as the candidates. This is a means of getting people interested in the difficulties of the French language. It's true, it's not easy, but if it was, there wouldn't be a French spelling championship.
Now, Solange, Pivot made dictations a fun challenge for many French households, but in schools, people get nervous when thinking about dictée. I know I have flashbacks of my French teacher and dictée.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they have really been a pain for French students for a long time. And while the days of perfectly spelling all of those tricky French words with a fountain pen may be over, the stress and the doubt that they create, well, they do remain a constant in French schools.
Frappe, period.
À la ligne.
Frappe, did you spell it with R or Z?
ER.
Yeah, cute accent. See, you made a mistake.
Je sais pas s'il y a deux P.
I don't know if there are two P's. I put two, but I'm really not sure. So we'll see.
On va bien voir.
Now, today, the French education system, they are having an ongoing debate of sorts about the importance or not of dictations. This is part of a larger debate about whether French spelling should be, it's steeped in history, whether it should be simplified and modernized. Nonetheless, dictations are still used in schools and often on a daily basis. Last year, the then education minister called for French kids to have a dictée par jour, a dictation a day, to help bring writing and reading levels up. For France's reading comprehension levels, well, they have dropped below the OECD average. Spelling levels have also fallen compared to previous generations. But the question remains of, will these dictations really help that much? Some people say yes, that it helps students and adults learn from their mistakes, whereas others say that what's really important to do is to get kids to read more.
See, because when we learned to spell, we didn't have smartphones and computers.
Exactly, that's part of the problem.
Exactly. Education aside, there's so many fans of dictations, and some argue it's a great equalizer.
Yeah, and a lot of people have argued that for quite a while, starting with Prosper Mérimée's dictation to Napoleon III in 1857, where the legend has it the emperor made a slew of mistakes. Today, with Bernard Pivot having paved the way, spelling bees à la française have become a popular game with record-breakingly huge dictations on the Champs-Élysées, for example. Another example, one to count down the arrival of the games in Paris. Fans of these competitions not only say that they are truly a French thing, especially among adults that loved them as kids, but it's also a moment to treasure the French language, allow some adults to make peace with their not-so-happy school years, and allegedly people whose first language is not French, well, allegedly they have very good results with these French dictations. But sadly, that was not our case. Earlier today, we practiced one as a team, and the results are in. our French-educated senior producer, well, she won the top prize, while the rest
Amanda?
while the rest of us foreigners, we struggled a little bit more. We're pretty much all in the same boat. We all passed, and we definitely, aside from Amanda, get an A for effort.
Thank you very much for that, Solange. Solange Mougin telling us everything we need to know about the dictée.